Good morning, everybody. Sorry I'm a minute late. I had to reboot. I was all set up 10 minutes ago and I hit go live and it froze on me. So welcome if you're joining us on the replay. We're going to wait a minute and let others join us live. Go ahead and take a deep breath into your body. Feel into yourself. What are you experiencing right now? Go ahead and start those 2-word check-ins. Good morning, Wilkinson. Go ahead and start saying hello. I see several of you have jumped on. I was a minute late because I had to reboot, even though I had everything set up 10 minutes prior. When I hit live, the camera froze. So I see 5 of you are here now. Say hi, put your 2 words in. Good morning, Doug. Good morning, Joseph. Hi, Liz. I'm just going to wait till 7:03, then I'm going to stop looking at the comments and I'm going to jump in. Hi, Jeff. Good morning, Soleil. Everyone take a nice, full, deep breath into your body. Good morning, Arnell. All right, I'm seeing those 2-word check-ins. All right, so I'm going to stop looking at the comments. And I'm going to invite you to just allow whatever it is that you are experiencing in this moment, just allow it to fully be here. Let yourself fully experience, and then I want you to bring your mind completely to my voice. Be very present in this moment. So I've been telling you over the last several months that energies are coming in. And when I say energies are coming in, I'm talking about activations that are coming online inside of us. When I say coming in, it feels like they're coming from the outside and some big force is changing everything. In reality, that's how it appears, but it's really you as a drop in the infinite ocean of one. You as the one are activating parts of yourself that have been lying dormant in your non-physical beingness as it's housed in a physical body. So we keep having these slight activations. The way my brain likes to see things in pictures, it's like the light switch on a wall, the dial that lets you change the brightness. First it has to be installed, right? Then it has to be clicked or activated. And even when it's activated, if you don't turn the dial, the brightness doesn't get brighter. There's a lot of surge possible going through the non-physical circuitry to turn up the brightness. And what's happening is we keep getting these surges of energy, these activations that are allowing us to turn the dial to a stronger bandwidth of awareness of ourself as the drop that believes it's separate from the one source while it's living in human form. We keep being activated with surges of eternal wisdom that's already within your drop as the one, because you are the one that's bringing a deeper, wider awareness of yourself as the one into the human experience that you are living right now. And one of the other things that I've been saying is the bandwidth moves from one radio station that is the radio station frequency of a paradigm of fear, because fear is the ultimate illusion created to allow us to believe as the drop we are separate from the one. Fear is the illusion that we are separate from the one. And as the dial keeps getting, the bandwidth keeps getting stronger, the frequency that allows that belief that experience that we are separate keeps getting weaker and weaker and weaker, and we are coming online to experience ourselves as the one, individuated in almost 9 billion humans on the planet. It's a gradual evolutionary process, but it's happening, and it keeps coming in surges in about 3 to 5 day increments. So the increment this week for this Magical Monday, if I was going to summarize it, well, before I summarize it, let me finish the thought. I have been saying in that process I just described, that I've been sharing with you over and over in these little windows that are coming in, one of the major experiences of us remembering ourselves as the one while we are the drop is a new relationship with our emotions. Our emotions have always been our internal guidance system. And as we change the dial to a different frequency, one that is absent of fear and only knows itself as source, that's the frequency we're dialing into. As we continue to tune that dial and the bandwidth gets stronger, we're developing a new relationship with our emotions. And on the paradigm of fear, what happens, there are 3 primary unpleasant emotions. We call them negative. And in the human experience, we try and push ourselves away from negative. So we're already in resistance to our own internal guidance system. But they are fear, sadness, and anger. Fear, sadness, and anger are unpleasant experiences that that are connected to our internal guidance system, and we're developing a new relationship with all of our emotions, with all of our internal guidance system. But tuned to the frequency of fear, when sadness, anger, and fear show up in whatever form it is, anger can show up as rage or hate or sadness can show up as withdrawal or rejection or grief. And fear can show up as anxiety and uncertainty or horror. There's all kinds of gradation in all 3 of those unpleasant experiences. But they're all our internal guidance system. And on the paradigm of fear, we think they're communicating to us about what's happening outside of us. I'm angry because they did that and they're wrong. So my anger is telling me something about that. Or my fear is telling me something about that. But in reality, what's happening outside of us that's triggering our internal guidance system is showing us our relationship with ourself as the drop in relation to the one. That's what our internal guidance is always interacting with us regarding. And we're coming into a deeper understanding of that. How does that apply to this Magical Monday? How does it apply to you right here, right now? What's going on in your life? Let me tie it together because I got 5 minutes left. So take this away. You are developing a new relationship with your emotions. Your emotions are your internal guidance system, and they're speaking to you about your relationship to the source as the drop that you believe you are. What happens when you flip that switch? Your emotional guidance system is, you stop perceiving it with a lens that says, my emotions are talking to me about what's going on outside of me. No, that's just the trigger. That's just the trigger to get your drop to start looking at itself in a different light of who you are as the one. What happens when you just make that gentle switch? Maybe not so gentle, but just change the lens. Let that land. because we're all developing a new relationship with our emotional guidance system. And it's not talking to us about what's happening outside. It's talking about what's outside that's triggering us, is awakening us to our relationship to ourself as the one. So look around your life. What's been going on that's been shifting your emotional guidance system? And how have you been interacting with whatever your internal guidance system is activating in you? If it's fear, sadness, or anger, our first human reaction is to resist it. Well, already we're missing the message. Push it away, don't let it be, or whatever is activating from outside of me that I believe is making me feel this way. I got to fix that or change that or tell them or move that. No. What if it's just saying, hey, take a breath. I got you. The one to the drop. I got you. Let's start going deeper and looking at you in relationship to the one. I'm the one. I'm ready to shift how you're interacting with what's happening outside of you. That's where we're headed. As the dismantle is going to be happening, we're developing an awareness. If the one, so we often hear people talk about the love and the light. That's the positive charge and the negative charge of the one. It's like an old-fashioned negative photograph. Remember film? And if you held up the film, the object is held in, it looks like clear space, right? Space is source. Or another way to look at it is the cloud, the sky is space, and it can hold everything. And if a storm comes in, wind and debris and clouds and rain, and all of a sudden space is filled with chaotic movement, is the space shifted or changed? No, it's just the container of allowing all that is. And eventually, space is unmoved, and your emotional guidance system, the storms that can be held in the space of the one, bring a new level of clarity into your experience. But the love, the space, the one has never altered from its eternal beingness, which is pure source love, unconditional, holding all that is. And that's the new relationship we're moving into with our emotions. Can I allow and hold all of the charge of the unpleasant experiences as things outside of me are triggering that, to bring me to a deeper level of inviting those guests in my guest house, to use the analogy of the guest house poem that I've used with you over and over again? Can I allow fear, anger, and sadness to come out of your room, down the hall, sit with me at the kitchen table and talk to me about me? What do you got for me? Not about them, not about that's making me feel so fearful, not about her or him that hurt my feelings or did something that made me feel unsafe. Those are all important things to consider, but this emotional experience that's coming up for me in the space, the drop in the one, what am I ready to understand about me and see more clearly about me through the lens of the one, as I'm looking out into all the things I want to create in my life in the midst of the dismantle? So, take a breath with me. Here's where I want to leave you today. I want to invite you to just, in whatever way makes sense to you right now, just relax your grip on all the thoughts that are raging like a storm through the space of your drop in the one that are making you, as humans, there's so much activity that demands our attention, that creates these emotional charges that can just suck us dry from any capacity just to let ourselves be the drop in the one. So today's invitation with the energies that are coming in right now is, it's an invitation to soften your grip on your fear. Just let go a little bit more. Just let go. You don't have to release it completely if you're not ready, but just loosen your grip to see when you come out of that contraction, what starts to percolate from your internal intelligence into your conscious mind that allows you to start moving through your circumstances with a little bit more ease and flow, with a little, dare I say, a little bit more joy, a little bit more pleasure in the creative process of all the things that are demanding your time and attention. How can you, I'll leave you with this, how can you put on your Indiana Jones hat today, which is my code for look for clues. Look for clues where you can, in this moment now, find pleasure or insight or peace or something pleasurable that will expand you in this moment rather than contract you. How can I just loosen my grip on my belief about what I'm looking at, just loosen it a little bit and find something more that aligns with a pleasurable experience? Doesn't mean it has to feel amazing or great, just moving you out of contraction into expansion. And your inner guidance is ready to show you how to do that in your unique experiences that are unfolding today. Your fastest path to that, to expansion rather than contraction, is always gratitude. So with your Indiana Jones hat, looking around, what can I tap into right now that'll allow me to experience a sense in a way that makes sense to me of gratitude? That's the surest way to soften your grip just a little bit more and open to more expansion. There's only love for you here. I hope that lands. I hope you find it helpful. And until next time, be well. Have a great Monday and a great week. Bye.